Hello, everyone. Today we're going to look at Adobe Spark. And the first thing when you go to adobe.com is to be able to either sign in and create an account. And there are a couple options here. I always continue with my Google account. You can do it with your Facebook or Apple. I know that for schools, the service is free. There is a paid version of Adobe with more bells and whistles to it, but I'm speaking to teachers and we speak the language of free. So I'm going to hit continue with Google. And it remembers me. Now, of course, it wants me to upgrade, and I'm cheap and I'm on the free. So go to the dots, and these are what you can do with it. So I'm doing Adobe Spark. There are other portions to this. For right now, we are only doing Spark. And Spark has a lot of capabilities. It just feels like it's pretty advanced software for free. So there are templates that you can find, but you can do an Instagram story, Instagram post, a Facebook post, a photo collage, a presentation, a slideshow, branded or a custom size. We do, for my projects at school, I always do the slideshow. So I'm going to start with that. All right, it's going to ask you for a name. You don't have to name it right here if you don't want to. And I'm just going to put trial. Then it gives me some options of the different style. To be honest, they are all basically the same. So I just click one to start the process. So you don't have to spend a lot of time deciding, oh my gosh, what did I need? Truly click on it. They're all about the same. All right, it does have a short video to get you started. We're going to not do that at this point. All right, this brings up, I want you to understand that this is a video, but we're going to create it as if we were creating a PowerPoint or a Google slideshow. To add a slide, you simply click the plus. Now, it came up with several slides to get us started. So you can always add more as we go. So within this slide, the layout is an option, and I have it currently on full screen, or I can go to split screen where I add these possibilities here or add them on this side. I can do a full screen with a caption, or I could do a title and text. I could add a video, photo, whatever I want, but that is the layout. Now the theme, I always find it's helpful to get me started is to think about what theme I want. And these are the colors and the fonts. And I believe the paid version has a few more, but and I've done quite a few, this really does fit what I'm doing. So the nice part is if I pick statements, I can pick the different colors and that font stays the same, but I can also hit the shuffle, and where it's a white screen with this as the lettering. Okay, and I could do that for any of those. If you hit this, I think it's called the shuffle, and it's basic white with those other, and at any point in our presentation, we can change the theme, but I've always found it's helpful to start my presentation this way. So I'm going to start, let's do a little purple. All right, the next thing is if we wanted to resize it. I have left it on the wide screen, so it takes up my whole screen when I'm showing it. I have never done the square. I'm unsure what you would do, or if people think that fits better, but I really like the white screen. This is a great facet, is the music. One of the things that makes this feel like such a high quality presentation is the adding of music. Now it has this if you want to add your own music. I've talked with the kiddos about copyright. So, when they want to put Eminem in there or Drake, that's not exactly what is okay to do. So that's a nice, interesting conversation. But for us, what you do is you click on one of these and you hit the play icon. It gives us a little sample. All right, I always like this traveling. All right, and then if I liked it, I'm going to click on it, and you'll see the check mark, the rotation, and now that's set. So the music is on. I can take that off if I so choose by hitting the toggle, but I'm going to put the music on. Then you can adjust the volume. I'm a pretty loud speaker typically, so my music doesn't have to be soft. A lot of my students are very quiet talkers, and it's almost as if they're having a whisper party when they record, as opposed to, when they're supposed to whisper, they scream. So I've explained to the kids, when you are recording, go back and listen to yourself, and then you can adjust the volume of that background music. Okay, so those are the 4 big things here right now. So let's go to the actual presentation itself. So what I'm going to do is I click here, and the plus, I can do the text. So trial run. Now, if I've decided, oh, that's not how I wanted it to look, I can always come back and change that at any point. So if I wanted to add an icon, I can do a search, and those are Creative Commons license, so I don't have to worry about a license issue. The photos, same thing. I can find free photos from online that are royalty free as well. So I'm going to put books. All right, and let's say I like this one. So click and drag it. Now, as soon as this is done loading, you can adjust a little bit. Now, one of the things I can do is I can hit it to swap, if I so choose. If I click this picture, if I click the edit, the little pencil, I can go in or out. I can also move it slightly if I so choose. And I like that, especially when I'm doing my book talks. I may want to really focus in on something, one part of the cover, and on the next slide, it's a different part of the cover. So this feature is very nice. Now you'll see the timer. I don't mess with the timer much, because what I have found is the timer adjusts to me recording. So when I tap this, it says to press and hold while speaking. So if I do this, press and hold, this is how long I'm going to record. So if I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't, you can record it as many times as you want. So if I hit the play, nothing like a recording within a recording. I'm not sure if that's Inception territory or not. So one of the things I've found is when you hit the record, take that pause for 1 second first, or else it feels like it's rushing as soon as that slide changes. So that's just one of those tips. Now I can hit the preview. This shows me just the slide, but I can hit the preview for my overall presentation. Okay, and you can see it's 15 seconds because each of those slides it has preloaded for just a couple seconds. Okay, now if I want to come here, I can insert a video, text, whatever we're doing. Okay, the preview shows me what I have done so far. This play on just this button plays what I've done so far, and this one doesn't have anything because I haven't recorded anything. This has a play, so you'll notice my recording was about 4 seconds. This one is 2 seconds, which is the preset until you change that by adding something. All right, we've already talked about adding. I like the fact that it already has a little bit of an end credit. So when I'm doing presentations with my kiddos and I have them do their works cited page for the credits. So what I've had them do, if I found it's easier, is copy and paste from either Word or from Google Docs. Then I have them paste it in here so that they've already done the spell check, all of those things before they copy and paste it in here. Now, if they've only got one source, then it's okay. But several times I've used this, I've had them do 3 or 4 sources, and I have found it is much easier to have that works cited page done and spell check it in a different application and then copy and paste it in. So now let's say I'm done. So the next is we're going to hit the share, and you need to publish. Okay. Once you publish it, then you're going to be able to share it or download it. Now, invite is when you're going to let others be able to see your presentation. When you have in the paid version, the options are much easier for inviting others or sending it. It's a little bit limited with the free version, but it's super easy to work around. The send to Google Drive, a month ago, when we first saw that, I had the kids try it, it would not work for them. And we weren't sure if we were just on school accounts or if it was still in a little bit of the beta. So I look for them to hone this in, and this will be a really nice way. So I'm going to publish this. It's going to ask me for my title. So if I put something in earlier and I don't like that, I can change it here. I can pick a category of where does this fit. Okay. I'm going to hit education, and it's got my name if I want to subtitle. Now, maybe I don't want my name associated with, and maybe I don't want to be noticed. Okay. So because this is kind of a junky one, I don't. Then I hit create link. And what this is going to do, the longer the presentation, the more time this is going to take. So my suggestion is hit that and go work on something else for a couple of minutes. Now this one's going to go much faster because I don't have much on it. Once this processes, you're going to be able to either download this or share the link with people, which are really nice facets. What I've had to do with my students to make it a more shareable thing, I have them download it, then go into their Google Drive and upload it into a shared folder so that I can show it to the class. If I'm recording something that I want put on the school Facebook, if it's a student of the month video, then that's much easier to be able to do that and share it. So you have other ways to send this. You can email it to people. I can also embed this, and here's the code for that. All right, so you can copy this and send it to people. Now you are going to have to allow them when it goes back to invite, you're going to have to allow them to be able to peruse your work. Okay, so I'm going to get out of this. All right, and here the big blue icon is invite people. Right now there is only one member that can option this. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the things that I have done with this. So you can see the user-friendly aspect of this. So I'm going to look at my projects, and I've done several with the different genres in my library, which works really nice. I try and keep my videos around that 3 to 5 minutes. I think when you go over 5 minutes, you really start to lose our kids. Remember, we are in a sound bite world, and if your video is 10 minutes, squirming is going to happen. I don't know if you found that, but I found that. So this is a project I did for this for a class earlier this semester. This is one that I did to promote a book, and I'm just going to show it for just a second. And when I did this, it didn't take me very long. I was really impressed. The only thing I do caution you about, when you are recording, pick a quiet place. One of my students the other day was recording, somebody dropped the F-bomb, and I'm going to tell you what, you could hear that clear as day. So pick a place with limited background noise or conversations, or if somebody's next to them is playing their phone. So always have your kids check their work, like listen to it to make sure that's not in here. So we're just going to do a quick preview. All right, so one of the things you'll notice is in the video, there is the Adobe Spark. The paid version will take this off. So if it bothers you, pay the fee, and that isn't there. Again, speaking to educators, we enjoy free. That doesn't bother us. All right, so I've shown you how to use Adobe Spark in a way that is pretty easy, and the presentation looks pretty high quality. One of the things I've noticed with my students is they're super impressed when the teacher can put something together that looks very impressive. This is also a great way to communicate with your parents, that if you've got great activities happening in your room, take those pictures. Sometimes we forget we have on us a great device to share what's going on in a room. Take pictures with your phone, upload them, and you can do a quick 30, 45-second video on the really good things that are happening in your school. Send it to the parents, put it on the school's website or put it on Snapchat, whatever your school has. But we as teachers need to maybe brag a little bit more about what you're doing. So this is not just for educational reasons to use Spark. You can also use it to promote the great things that are happening. So I hope you enjoy Spark. There's a lot of other really cool things you can do. If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great day, guys.